Hey everyone, Lone Wolf Jai here, and well, before we get back into a Lostbelt 3, I'm gonna go ahead and let's do it. First of all, do this thing right here, right? Do my daily login, I'm collecting those things. Anyway, before we get into the Lostbelt 3, I have a little bit of an announcement. See, this was made, I would say, like 2 weeks ago. This video that you're watching right now, roughly about 2 weeks ago, give or take a week. But when I made this video earlier today, they had, well, of course, at this point in time, they have the New Year's Pickup Summit, and I'm still gonna wait for Hokusai, okay? Not just to get Hokusai. I already have Hokusai. Wouldn't mind getting her NP2, but I want to get the last year's New Year's CE. I never got it, so it'll be included with it. But let's see, who is it today? Okay, we got these two today on this one. Oh, it is okay. Hold on. Summon info. Let's find out how. Okay, so it's today through tomorrow, and she's also going to be coming back next week, so should have a chance then. Anyway, what I want to get the New Year's CE, because the last New Year's CE I didn't get it last year. Issues with my work schedule. So anyway, yeah, I'm kind of tempted to roll, but yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and do. Hold on. Oh, can do the free summon for this. So yeah, but earlier today I did some rolls for. I did some rolls for let me hold on, let's do that roll on the Kita Sean real quick. Okay, and I'll do only a couple of rolls for okay, I already have that in MLB, so okay. Oh, NP3 Valkyrie now. Okay. By the way, when I did my rolls earlier, I did got an NP2 Valkyrie. That's Mephistopheles. Okay. CE. Okay, Child of Atlas, that'll be another copy, so good. Okay. Servant. Yeah, because last year I pulled Hokusai on a ticket, so okay, it's Geo. Alright, let's go ahead and do at least one multi here. I might just do a couple. Depends on how it goes. Okay. Happens is like a warm puppy. No, I already have it. That's MOB'd. Also MOB'd this year's three star New Year's CE. So actually, MOB'd all three of them. So Sean Magdalene. Okay, there's Knight's Dignity. It's not a mineral. Okay. Got ourselves a Servant. And it was a double-sided saber. And we've got, oh, I think it's NP2 Rama now. Okay, got another servant. Okay, we got an assassin. Okay. CE. Yep. Gem Major Current Tumbra. CE, and it's okay. We got the new beginnings. Okay. Oh wait, did I already got it? I remember not. Oh, it's a different New Year's CE. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. Now I remember. Okay. Okay. I think let me check it. Let's see what it does. I might have this ammo beat already. Anywho. Yeah, so probably next we're going to try for maybe MV2. Hulk side. But anyway. Back on the thing here. The one that was up earlier was Jalter. Oh, no, wrong one. And, well, you know, let's go ahead and do it here. I roll for her, as you can see, she's level 100. And bond level 10. 10, 10, 10. But, right here, I made sure I did this. Because, see, here's the thing. When she first came around, I tried like crazy for her. Didn't get her. A download campaign came around. I think it was a 4 million download, not too sure, but I know it was one of the download campaigns. Got her then. I remember because I was riding the blue line and the train, and it lagged like big time before this came up. Third one, as you second copy came when the Da Vinci event rerun came around last year. The third copy came last year, as you know, from the GSSR banner, the anniversary GSSR. And today I pulled the last two copies. I also got another copy of my second copy of the Valkyries and my second copy of Scheherazade. But that's all it is. So let's go ahead and get back into this. Let's just skip, go on and get back into Lostbelt 3. Okay. So what do we got here? We've got a saber and a rider. I'm not too sure, but I think the saber might be what's his face. But definitely gonna be rider, a bunch of riders. Yeah, I think the saber is Lan Ling, but the rider is most likely gonna be the riders are just gonna be random servants. Okay, so let's go ahead and put my best archer in the front here. Put a couple of riders. A couple of assassins. Let's get my best AoE assassin and my best single target assassin. Yeah. All right. So here we go. Section 7. Qin Shi. Man, while I wait for the Emperor to obtain immortality, that one just didn't even occur to me. Oh. So after finding Neza's remains in the Shang Dynasty ruins, the Emperor must have worked out some sort of cybernetics breakthrough way back in the BC era. No wonder the technology in this Lostbelt is so topsy-turvy. So the Emperor must have abandoned the Zenwin's aspirations. and found a way to attain immortality another way. Zenren? The Zenren were Taoist mountain sages, or hermits, if you like, who sought eternal truth. They also perfected their bodies, thereby achieving eternal youth and life. In proper human history, the first emperor of Qin attempted to become one such Zenren through an immortality elixir made with Chinese alchemy. But, as it happened, repeated long-term use of this elixir only resulted in fatal mercury poisoning. Alchemy has always been a great deal more trial and error than success, no matter where it was practiced. But in this Lostbelt, the same emperor must have given up on alchemy in favor of technology based on Neza. Yeah, well, we all know about the whole thing with alchemy with the Full Metal Alchemist. Well, Prince Neza's body was still created by a Zenren, so it's not as though that represented too big of a divergence from the path. But the decision to surrender human form and grant only the mind immortality cannot have been made lightly. From there, if the emperor was able to stamp out all dissent in the rest of China and continue ruling the resulting empire at the height of its power, conquering the rest of the world seems only a matter of course. Yes, well, as a mage, I can't say I approve of that, but I'm glad this emperor turned out to be such a reasonable fellow. Indeed, this was an unexpected development. This was the most unexpected development. I never would have guessed that a Lostbelt's ruler would have severed ties with its cryptor in favor of negotiating with us. That said, what do you make of the request to examine the Shadow Border in exchange? It's definitely a risk. I mean, we didn't so much as tell the other Lostbelt factions that Zero thing was even a thing. The Russian and Scandinavian Lostbelts both seem to have their hands full with their own affairs. But China's different. Quite so. This emperor is under the impression that the rest of the world is part of its domain, and that the storm is responsible for severing their ties to the rest of their land. But they see the situation as unprecedented disaster, much like what we did with proper human history being wiped out of existence. I wonder what they think if they saw the world outside their Lostbelt. I guess they'd be pretty angry. Yeah, their potential reaction is key. There are several Lostbelts, but only one Earth. It's a recipe for the biggest, crappiest game of musical chairs ever. Since there's no way for all these different civilizations to coexist. Instead of existing in parallel worlds, they all have to fight to exist on the same Earth. So the Lostbelts aren't preoccupied with just scraping by or are eventually going to have to fight others if they want to expand their territory further. I think Kristari say everyone's changed when fighting. I think Kristari even said something about that. So the cryptors, Team A, are competing with each other at the same time they're fighting proper human history. Why did Kristari choose this? We have insufficient evidence to come to any conclusions about his motives, so let's leave that aside for now. The salient point at this moment is that all the Lostbelts will eventually be competing with each other for survival. Right, and while proper human history may be at a disadvantage with all its territory gone, there's still one thing we have left that the Lostbelts don't. Of course, the Shadow Border. And because of that, we're still the only ones with the ability to zero sail between Lostbelts as we please. But if one of the Lostbelts had the border, they'd have a serious leg up over the others, huh? Damn, I can't believe Qin Shi Huang is thinking that far ahead. Indeed. Though all this assumes that China does indeed have all the other nations under its rule. Then once Qin Shi Huang ventures outside his Lostbelt, the first move that they make will be go on the attacking CL Lostbelts rather than Chaldea. This could be our big chance to swoop in while the other sides are weak from fighting each other and take the prize for ourselves. I'm afraid not, Mr. Gordov. The outcome we need to be concerned with is about Qin Shi Huang gaining an overwhelming advantage thanks to the Shadowborn's technology, and go on to claim the entire planet as their own. Right. If that happens, we'll be responsible for creating the biggest threat to restoring proper human history ourselves. And there's no way to tell how it'll play out until we open the lid on this figurative Pandora's box. So no matter what we do, we're taking a big risk. There is also a possibility that we become collateral damage when the Lostbelts begin to battle one another in earnest. Still, we cannot rule the outcome out definitely. It's far enough away that we can worry about it later. In the meantime, our most pressing concern by far is finding an antidote for Director Gordolf and Ms. Solaria. Yes, exactly, Holmes. I always knew you had a kind heart deep down underneath your gruff detective exterior. Well, I guess we can't deny that Tubby here is in trouble. If they really do hand Koyansky over as promised, does that mean we'll have one less thing to worry about? Well, in one sense, yes. But having Koyansky as a prisoner will create other very serious problems. If anything, it only further raises the questions of how we will go about selling matters with this Lostbelt. And then there's the fact that we still can't find its tree of emptiness. Indeed, I was surprised to learn that not even Qin Shi Huang knew about it. Does that mean Hinako doesn't know either? What am I saying? Of course she does. I mean, it's her job as a critter to protect this world's tree of emptiness with her life. Quite so. Her behavior has been most peculiar from the beginning. Both Kadak and Ophelia had formed alliances with their Lostbelt's rulers and shared a goal to expand their territory in the future. But here in China, the only one who seems interested in territorial expansion is Qin Shi Huang. It even seemed as though Akuta was trying to hold Qin Shi Huang back. Yeah, the only thing that seemed to interest her was wiping us out. That's true. I got the sense that she wanted to dispose of us before Qin Shi Huang started paying attention to the outside world. I can't tell if she's being reactive or proactive. So hey, this might be too little too late by now, but are we sure it's okay to talk about this stuff in here? I mean, Qin Shi Huang keeps an eye on all of China, right? How do we know the Emperor's not listening in right now? True, the thought of the Emperor peeping on us from low orbit is more than a little creepy. But the flip side of that is that that's all the Emperor can do. We should still assume our heat signatures are visible, even with a roof in the way. But as far as audio is concerned, the Emperor mentioned that the quality isn't good. We can only be heard when we're looking up and raising our voices. I know, because I tried yelling a bunch of obscenities at the Emperor when I was in the cockpit. So that's what all that stuff about old geezer cyberpunk ripoffs and 80s leftovers was. Oh. Anyway, having the Emperor constantly watching us at all times will get annoying, so I made this. What is it? A stealth module for your new Mystic Code. I try Molly off of Robin Hood's No Face May King. Just think of it as a streamlined, purple, bounded field. That's amazing. When did you even have time to make that? Thanks, but it's really not quite as impressive as it maybe sounds. But there are a lot of stability issues and other kinks to work out. If the mono levels in the atmosphere are too dense, or it's really hot or really cold, it falls apart like a house of cards. So that means it would be pretty useless with the other two Lostbelts we've seen. I see. But when one considers how stable this Lostbelt's environment is it becomes clear how useful such a module would be here. Oh, it also focuses on precision over area of effect, so it won't hide you from someone close by. But since we only have to worry about long-range spying here, it should work perfectly in this case. What the? Did Xianyang just launch something else at us? Let's go check it out, Master. Oh, a benefaction. Our village got a benefaction. Most glorious and majestic Heavenly Emperor wishes to thank you for your hospitality to our otherworldly visitors. Be grateful for this blessing. Ah, thank you, most glorious and majestic Heavenly Emperor. Thank you. Benefaction? I remember now. They said that's what those rockets are usually used to deliver. Man, they're so lucky. I can't wait till you're grown up and get benefactions too. You mean kids never get them? We do, but they usually don't work as well when you're little as when you grow up. They sure don't for me. Say, you want to try mine and see what they're like for yourself, miss? Here you go. It looks like medicine. Yep, it clears your head out and makes you feel really good. It's like a dream come true. Is that so? Give it here. Hey, Holmes! Rest assured, I am not speaking solely out of personal desire. Do you think such a drug is worth analyzing? This could be some sort of technology unique to this Lostbelt that has no counterpart in proper human history. I see. So this benefaction isn't money then? Of course not. I doubt this farming village even has a monetary economy. Then again, the fact that we've seen so much agriculture would suggest some economic activity. What if the crops yield a tremendous surplus every year without fail? Is that even possible? In our world, using methods of agriculture with which we are familiar, no. But things may work differently in this world. I took a look at the wheat they are growing, and it was like nothing I've ever seen. In fact, I can't even be certain it is wheat. It is wheat. All I can say for certain is that it has been heavily modified. Perhaps the seemingly primitive form of agriculture is actually far more advanced than we have been giving it credit for. Even though these farmers don't have so much as a single tractor, perhaps their methods are so advanced they have no need for machines. Why don't you analyze the wheat along with that shady drug then? You might just learn something. I gotta say that the wheat is nearly as interesting as the drug. But now that we no longer need to look for Koyanskaya, I suppose I could spare the time. Hey, isn't that Qin Huang's? Hi there. The engineers just went on a break. That vehicle is like your home away from home, right? I'm so sorry you can't use it during your investigation. Are you finding everything to your liking in our camp in the meantime? Oh yes, it's very pleasant here. The air is so clean and fresh too. It's so nice to have a place outside our vehicle where we can relax. We didn't really have that in the other place we've been to. Fo. I'm glad to hear it. Oh, right. I haven't introduced myself yet. I'm Qin Liangyu, a general of the Empire. Qin Liangyu. You're from the Ming period, right? Ming? Oh, right. This of your own world is entirely different from ours, isn't it? I think they said Qin's reign ended quickly there, and that numerous other dynasties sprung up in its place. Here in this world, the only emperor I know is Qin Shi Huang, who has reigned for the last 2,200 years. That aside, the fact that you're still alive in this day and age is a great surprise to us. Did Qin Shi Huang make you immortal too, by any chance? Of course not. I was just permitted to sleep in Mount Li after my accomplishment in the Bozo Rebellion. Here in the Empire, anyone who makes a name for themselves is put to rest in times of peace, and is only awakened again when they are needed. So you employ cryogenic freezing, and I presume there is no need to keep a standing army here. Was Shang Yu frozen in Mount Li too? Shang Yu? Ah, I see. So you call that thing Shang Yu too. That thing? No, that thing is just a valuable relic. It's one of the most glorious, majestic Heavenly Emperor's most impressive accomplishments, which is saying a lot. It's both one of the cornerstones of this eternal empire and a monument to it. But as you can see, it's not a living soldier. You can say it's the ancestor of the mechanical army. So Qin Shi Huang's army is composed of those dolls. And you commanders from the past were unfrozen in order to lead them. Of course, I'm also told the Royal Guard in Xianyang are also assembled from soldiers of the current era. I've even heard that some cities have received instruction in sage arts from the most glorious and majestic Heavenly Emperor in person. But Qin Shi Huang's no need to keep a full army on hand at all times. Mechanical soldiers are more than sufficient, and the generals needed to lead them can always be summoned from their quarters in Mount Li. It's been a long time since I was frozen myself, and I'm also told there hasn't been any sort of disturbance for the last 100 years. So you're saying that war has been eradicated from this world? Even when I was a young girl, war was only ever something I read about in history books. I mean, wars can only be fought between countries, right? But there haven't been any countries besides our empire for over 800 years. The only reason I took up the spear was to help put down revolts. Then Qin Shi Huang had achieved dominion over the world by the 13th century. We started implementing gunpowder well before any other country, so no nation was able to oppose us. The discovery of the Fusang tree was a big help too, as it helped us to make huge leaps in our medical science. It's all thanks to the most glorious and majestic Heavenly Emperor abandoning immortal flesh in favor of a holy, undying vessel. What's a Fusang tree? I'm told it's the embodiment of the sage's secrets, a treasure trove of hidden mystic wisdom. I always know it as the Tree of Life. Most glorious and majestic Heavenly Emperor discovered it while searching the sage world for the secrets to immortality. That might be the Tree of Emptiness. Does that mean Qin Shi Huang really did manage to become a sage? No, most glorious and majestic Heavenly Emperor had already achieved immortality through the holy vessel before discovering the Fusang tree. They say the Emperor chose to remain in metal form rather than ascend to the heavens, because it was a better way to lead the nation. Still, it took over 300 years to complete the search, and it wouldn't have been possible without abandoning the shackles of mortality. In the end, the Emperor decided to use the sage's knowledge of medicine to improve people's lives. With all manner of disease, hunger, and pestilence eradicated, and our soldiers strengthened enhanced through elixirs, no other country's forces stood a chance against us. Sage art-based biochemistry. That reminds me, isn't this a rather unnecessarily large plot of farmland for this number of residents? You think? Suppose everyone does have their hands full during the harvest. But the wheat grows on its own the rest of the time, so it seems like too much work to me. Is that so? I do beg your pardon. I merely thought that all this wheat would result in quite the surplus, given how many people live here. Perhaps take more than half of the harvest as a form of taxation. Of course, everything the village can't eat is taken to Xianyang. I see. Then I suppose Xianyang must be an immensely populous city. No, not especially. Aha! Now I see. I take it wheat is still only grown for food in your world. Is that not the case here? Wheat is a key ingredient for ethanol, the Empire's most valuable source of energy. Well, don't I look like a fool? I was completely taken in by appearances. So this rather mundane growing wheat field is actually used primarily for growing your fuel source. I did hear that the world you came from has a completely different history from ours. I can only speculate, but I gather the world you come from must be a cruel and unforgiving place. What makes you say that? Both you and that young lady are, I do hope this doesn't offend you, but now that you look as though you enjoy fighting, you have such kind eyes, so much that I can scarcely imagine you in any quarrels to begin with. If you only knew. Fo. And yet, the weapon that young lady carries looks to be so heavy and dense that even the most seasoned of our warriors would have difficulty handling it. What's more, I can tell she wields it as naturally as if it were an extension of her own body. That people such as yourselves have been forced to become adept at combat at such a young age. Well, that says a great deal about how harsh your world must be. Damn. Looks like we're gonna party all night, huh? Looks like they're gonna party all night, huh? That benefaction stuff must be some real good shit. Indeed. What's going on, man? This isn't like you. I thought you'd be all up in arms about, these poor people dashing at the meager blessings of their oppressors, right? Deign to bestow upon them or something. Yes, perhaps under other circumstances I would. But seeing how happy they are right now, it is difficult to find fault in this. So that's how it is, huh? It was a pain and starvation I saw so many forced to endure that first moved me to rebellion. They were treated more like animals than people. Their smiles and moments of hard-won victory and freedom were so fragile, so honorable. They were nothing like what I see here now. Now that I think of it, I've never seen anywhere so full of joy and peace as this village. Of course not. These sheep don't even know what war is, remember? Can't be further from our world. I had always hoped that the blood my compatriots and I shed would buy smiles like this. But I never dreamed I would truly get to see them. This world's too perfect for the likes of me. Ain't that the truth? Tell me, old knight, are you sure we should even be here? You effing kidding me? Why would you even ask? You get along great with these people. I know, but even so, something too is feel off. I can't help but wonder, do heroic spirits truly have a place on the battlefields of these Lostbelts? Huh. Senpai? Are you up? Having trouble sleeping, Mash? Yes, I'm afraid my nerves are still frayed from the battle we fought earlier today. I'm glad we survived thanks to Qin Liang's interceding, but it's still too close for comfort. Why don't we get some fresh air? Okay, thank you for joining me, Senpai. I see the villagers still enjoying their festival. I guess these benefactions must be a huge cause for celebration. Holmes said that he suspected they might be a luxury good, much like alcohol in our own world. The fact that it's like a drug makes me a little nervous, though. Maybe our perspective is off there, since we're used to Holmes's habits. Anyway, it looks like they're going to keep the Shadow Border investigation going through the night. I hope Da Vinci will be okay with supervising them. That'll leave us with nothing to do for once. Yeah, it feels like forever since we last had free time to ourselves. This Lostbelt is really peaceful, isn't it? Something wrong? Senpai, I've seen a world like this before. It was a world of possibilities, united under a single ideal. Are you talking about the Temple of Time? Yes, the King of Mages, Getia, envisioned a great history of humanity that was free from strife and suffering. I disagreed with him. There was something about a world completely lacking any pain or adversity that just felt wrong to me. But now, the way people live here seems so close to that world, yet still rich with life and the scent of earth. These people aren't illusions. They're just as real as we are. But we're still this world's enemies. Yes, I know. Even if we take Korean Sky into custody and secure an antidote, that won't be the end of it. We can't stop fighting until we find the Tree of Emptiness, cut it down, and prune this world away like it was originally meant to be. I know there's a rare chance to rest and relax, but when I think about that, I just can't get to sleep. So long since we've seen such a beautiful night sky. Master, get back! It would seem I missed my chance. I thought it would be easy to kill you under cover of darkness. I underestimated those who have spent their lives dedicated to the art of war. It would take no more than a single stroke of my sword. I cannot bring myself to sneak up behind and murder someone in cold blood as they admire the beauty of the night sky. Prince of Lanling, but we've called a truce right now. No, you and the Emperor call a truce. My master and I agreed to no such thing. As such, tonight when everyone else had lowered their guard, would have been a perfect chance to end you, Master of Chaldea. Ordinarily, I would like nothing more than for those moved by beautiful things to live out their lives in peace and happiness. But now that we have met as enemies, that can never be. I had hoped to end you before you had to feel any need for fear. Forgive me for my incompetence. Did you really think it would be that easy, servant? Qin Liangyu, did you honestly believe I would fail to protect our allies in a moment perfect for assassination? Perhaps a true assassin would have been able to elude me, but you? Not a chance. Warriors, like you, are meant to cross swords on the field of battle, not skulk around the dead of night. Warriors like you are meant to cross swords on the field of battle, not skulk around the dead of night. Your master was grossly ignorant of war to send you on a mission so badly suited to your abilities. Silence. I'll not suffer any insult to my master. Still, now that I have heard such insolent remarks, I need feel no guilt for drawing my sword. For that, you have my thanks, General. Excuse me. Okay. Oh, duh, I keep forgetting I can't do that. Okay. Ow. Perfect time to do this. Maybe I should have done Jack first. should take out the other two around. Yep. This should take out the brake bar. First brake bar. Okay. Okay, it did now. Might work. It's going to take him considerably down. Well, it's a good thing I didn't do Squatoria's Noble Phantasm. Okay. Yep, got him. Oh, this one's been run long. I stalled long enough. Any chance you had, victory is gone, Prince of Lanlang. Qin Liangyu speaks the truth. Nighttime though it may be, even we, at such great remove, cannot help but notice such tumultuous commotion. You trust you can hear our voice, Akuta Hinako. What do you have to say for yourself? Akuta. I know you may not understand right now, Your Imperial Majesty, but I promise that everything I've done has been for the prosperity of your empire. Is that so? Then it would seem you indeed have no intention of honoring our wishes. Now then, what to do with you? We doubt the threat of beheading would be enough to cow you. No. If we are to punish you, then we must take something else away. Ah, yes, I know. Come here, Quaji Zero. You summoned me, your Imperial Majesty. Xiangyu. We did rip your core out of your chest and smash it to pieces immediately. Huh? As you wish, your Imperial Majesty. Wait! Please wait! I'm sorry. Please. Anything but that. Ah, so you are able to plead for forgiveness. You must be quite attached to that machine indeed. Akuta? Please, have mercy. I swear, I'll serve you faithfully from this moment forward. I'll do anything you ask, anything at all. Just please, spare his life. We will hold you to your word, Akuta Nako. Know that the only reward for defying our fear is our will is fear far worse than any mere death. Yes, your Imperial Majesty, I swear, I'll never go against your wishes again. Well done, Qin Liangyu. You need not concern yourself with that woman any longer. Understood, your Imperial Majesty. Lady Solar, I suggest you return to the camp and retire for the night. Senpai. Let's go, MASH. Okay. I must ask you once again. Yes? Who is this Xiangyu you speak of? To answer that, I will need to tell you another very different story first. The one where the Emperor died before obtaining the Holy Vessel? That's right. After the Emperor passed, the quest for immortality was seemingly buried with him. You were no exception, as you were kept hidden away in the secret Quaji laboratory. But someone found and reactivated you, a man by the name of Qin Liangyu. He went on to become one of the many people attempting to rule China for himself after the decline of Qin. Then, in this history, I fell into rebel hands. Qin Liangyu wanted to use your superhuman abilities to further his own ambitions. So he gave you the surname of Xiang, the first name Ji, and the courtesy name of Yu, and presented you as his nephew, despite knowing you were not actually human. True, I was only given my current combat frame long after I was first activated. My original chassis was entirely humanoid. No one ever suspected Qin Liangyu was lying. The thought simply never occurred to them. The Emperor based you on Taiyi Shenren's creation. A machine as advanced as you was beyond anyone's imagination at the time. Then I was treated as a person, rather than a device. Given your appearance, no one had any reason to suspect you were anything other than human, regardless of how exceptionally skilled you may have been. In time, future generations would come to know Xiangyu as one of China's greatest warriors. Yet none of them would ever know your true identity, nor how you were made. Something is amiss with your claims. This Qin Liangyu person kept by my origins and the truth of my creation a secret? How did you come to learn the truth? Who are you, really? I am just a drifter. When I came to this Lostbelt soul to be reunited with you, my beloved Lord Xiangyu. Yeah, I think she kind of just revealed herself as actually Consort Yu. So, okay. We're going to know about all one for the next one, so that'll be it for this one. Couldn't come any sooner, so until next time, this is Love J saying thank you all for watching. Take care of yourselves.